Joker's daughter just killed Arsenal. Is Red Hood next? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you, all alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Now I know we did the last story a long time ago, so I'm going to link both previous stories down below, and we're going to put it up as annotations right now. So make sure you check those out if you're completely lost. But when we last left off, Roy and Jason have started their own work-for-hire situation where you could call a number and hire them to complete a job for you. This led them back to Gotham, where Jason dealt with some issues involving Batman and Roy dealt with some older issues involving his alcoholism. But when they were set to leave, Joker's daughter shot Roy in the head. She now stands over him, victorious, explaining to Pallet and Susie Sue that she was the one to kill Arsenal, and now she's gonna go kill the Red Hood. The only thing that she wants is entry into their supervillain group, and their response is, "Who are you?" "None of your business, but you can call me Joker's daughter." So they let her go off to kill Red Hood as she asked, because as Pallet explains, if they have this girl do all of their work for them, then their first job is complete and they didn't even have to do anything. Jason, meanwhile, is sitting in an airplane on the tarmac of the Gotham City airport checking his phone. Why hasn't Roy answered his calls, or at least texted his location? As the plane begins to take off, a woman shrieks at the sight on the wing, and Jason looks out to see Joker's daughter on the wing with a chainsaw. Knowing what this means, he kicks the door open and jumps onto the wing to battle against her. She starts swinging the chainsaw around and digs it into the wing, and the damage and speed of the plane tilt the plane. As she's about to fall off, Jason grabs her hand. "You've got me, sure, but will you still have me when you learn that I splattered Arsenal's brains on the rooftop? No, it'll be more like, die, jerk, die!" And then she pulls out a gun while Jason tries to process that. Roy dead? Someday, but never by this kid. Over with Susie Sue. She's standing over the apparently dead body of Arsenal, stating that she can use his bow and arrow. It shouldn't be that hard to pull a bow, right? And then an arrow goes through the back of her neck. It's not a bow, it's an arrow, Roy says, getting back up. And he rubs the back of his head and he realizes that he was shot with a paintball filled with someone's guts. Joker's daughter's twisted. Back on the plane, Jason can tell that she's not really trying to kill him. I mean, she is, but she's got no heart in it. And he begins to wonder, what's her story? They've both had their heads messed with by the Joker, and he remembers how when he first came back to Gotham, he was full of piss and vinegar. So he wonders, is she crazier than he was? The plane comes to a sudden halt and he drops her on the tarmac. Then she makes a break for it. Back with Roy, he walks into the terrorist base and he comes across one of the goons, smacking him upside the head, dropping him. Roy then flips over, lodges an arrow into the guy's foot, and then he sticks one into the guy's chest, dropping him. Joker's daughter gets back to the base and explains to Pallet that she didn't stand a chance against Red Hood. He was just too good! And unhappy with this, Pallet tells her goons to kill Joker's daughter. Joker's daughter calls out, "But why? Why would you want to kill them so badly anyway?" Pallet explains that she doesn't. It's business. They were working for Tara Battleworth and then they made their own business. That was Pallet's plan. And with them there's no use for her. So she's removing the competition. And then she turns back to Joker's daughter. "And don't you think that I could tell that you were faking your fear?" Joker's daughter laughs. "In my defense, I made a very convincing evergreen tree number 3 when I was in 2nd grade for Christmas." Pallet begins to charge up her powers, but at that moment, Red Hood leaps in, firing his guns at all of Pallet's goons, dropping them. Then Arsenal throws an arrow into the back of Pallet's neck, and Joker's daughter exclaims, "Wow, aren't we a great team?" Oddly enough, none of them died, and Red Hood and Arsenal packaged them all up in a crate to send them off to sea for 6 weeks. Joker's daughter asks, wouldn't it be easier to kill them? And Roy agrees and even states that it's not like Red Hood is known for his non-violent resolutions. Jason stops him there. That was before. "Before I joined?" Joker's daughter asks. "Yes. Now Arsenal and I need to set an example for you." Roy wants to know, why would they hire Joker's daughter? And Jason tells him, "Your whole Renobat thing was to clean up our image, right? Why not let 3 people clean up their image instead of 2? Joker's daughter asks, "Full dental?" And that's how she joined up with Jason and Roy. Now, before you guys question in the comments, is Joker's daughter actually Joker's daughter? No, as far as we know, she actually isn't. She found his face in a sewer and then took on the name Joker's daughter. Her actual name is Dula, and depending on the timeline, the last name is either Dent or another villain. She's got an interesting origin. We did the video for that already. I'll link it down below. But on that note, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Comicstorian, and I'll see you guys next time right here.